For 30 years, my father was a janitor. He scrubbed floors, emptied bins, and fixed lights in a company that never saw him as more than the cleaner. But to me he was everything, my mentor, my hero, my best friend. He used to say, "Son, the floor may be beneath my feet, but dignity lives in my heart." We didn't have much. Our house was small, our meals simple. But my father's laughter filled the walls like music. He worked long nights so I could go to school. He'd come home exhausted, his hands rough, his back bent, but he never complained. I remember one particular morning when he offered me a ride to school in his old, noisy bicycle. As we approached the gate, some of my classmates saw us and began to whisper and laugh. "Your dad's the cleaner at my mom's office," one said, smirking. "Does he sweep your school too?" Another laughed. That day I felt something ugly, shame. And when my father smiled and waved at me as I walked away, I pretended not to know him. That moment would haunt me for years. Later that evening I came home and he asked, "Did you have a good day, son?" I lied and said, "Yes." He smiled. "Good. Remember, son, people who laugh at you today might one day bow to your truth." He had no idea how right he would be. As I grew older, life became harder. My father got older, slower, and weaker. His colleagues mocked him. His supervisor, a proud man named Victor, constantly humiliated him. "Samuel, you missed a spot. You want to live your whole life cleaning other people's dirt." And my father would just smile and say, "At least I'm cleaning honestly." I watched him endure all of it, the jokes, the stares, the whispers, without ever losing his calm. Then one day something changed. I got a scholarship to study overseas. My father sold his only land, the one he inherited from his late father, to pay for my travel and the remaining fees. He said, "Don't cry, son. This is my investment, not in money but in legacy." I promised him I'd make him proud. Years passed. I worked hard, graduated with honors, and climbed my way through one company after another. I built something from nothing, a consulting firm that specialized in business restructuring. And eventually, I bought out a company that was failing due to mismanagement. The company's name? Bridgestone Industries, the same company where my father had spent his life cleaning floors. When I walked into that building as the new CEO, the smell of the hallways hit me, the same scent my father came home with every night. It was as if time had folded back on itself. The old janitorial section was still there. The floors, the staircases, everything he once touched was now mine to lead. When I asked for the employee files, one name stood out, Victor Harrison, the same man who used to mock my father. He was now in charge of maintenance, a demotion from his past managerial position after years of poor performance. A week later, I walked into the cleaning department. Victor didn't recognize me. He barked, "Who let you in here?" "We're busy." I looked at him and said quietly, "I know. My father once was too." He froze, staring at me. Then I continued, "Samuel, the janitor. Remember him?" His face went pale. "You used to humiliate him. You called him names. You laughed at his broken shoes." He stammered, I didn't mean." I stopped him. "You don't have to explain. Karma already did." He looked down, trembling. I handed him a document, his new duty post. The title read, Custodial Assistant, Floor 1, CEO's Section. His job was now to clean the same floor my father had once cleaned, but this time under me. When I left that office, I felt no pride, only quiet satisfaction. I went home that evening and told my father everything. He was silent for a while. Then he said softly, "Son, don't mock him. Let him learn. Life has a way of balancing itself. The floor he forced me to clean was preparing you for the ground you now walk on." Tears filled my eyes. A month later, I brought my father to that office for the first time. The staff lined up to greet him, the same man they once ignored. Victor stood among them, his eyes full of shame. My father smiled, shook his hand and said, "You did what you thought was right. But now I hope you understand work is never small. Only hearts can be." That moment changed everything. The same floors that once heard my father's silent humiliation now echoed with his footsteps, this time with pride. And every morning since then when I walk past the janitors, I greet them with respect. Because I learned something my father always knew. A man's worth is not measured by what he cleans, but by what he carries in his heart. Moral lessons. Never mock honest work. Someday you might depend on it. Karma doesn't rush. It walks slowly but never misses an address. Pride will always bow to humility in the end. Dignity is not in your job title but in your character. Respect everyone, because life has a strange way of reversing roles. If this story touched you, please don't forget to leave a like, share and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our stories. Thanks for watching.